Well, we had some technical difficulties, and apparently they don't want us to start before 8 o'clock Eastern time. But we're here now. It's Face Off Hockey Show. Well, I'm here now. I'm Scotty Waz. How are you guys doing? Little connectivity issues, trying to get Mark with the C on the line. Johnny P out reffing, so you're stuck with me. Don't know if that's good or bad. We'll go from there. Puck drops in the NHL today. It's the first night of games. Aren't you so excited? I know I can temper my fanaticism until the Caps start, and they start apparently on Saturday. So a lot of things going on. 1-0 in the first period of the Les Habitants and Toronto Maple Leafs on a fluke goal by Max Pacioretty, going off the shoulder of Jonathan Bernier, trickling in the net, and away we go right now. So that's the first goal, a fluke goal. Huzzah, huzzah. And we're off to the races. 3 other games tonight. Blackhawks raising the banner in Chicago as they take on the Rangers. They will have that. The late games are Calgary, Vancouver, and San Jose La. I think it's San Jose La. We'll see how it goes. I don't have a schedule in front of me because that would require preparation. And as we all know, this is not the show for that. So we will have some fun stuff. Lyle Richardson will show up later, and then we'll talk some stuff. A lot of waiver wire stuff, a lot of things going on that. A lot of tryouts being shut down, which, I don't know. You look at who was on a tryout contract, and I guess it's good or bad, fitting that these guys didn't make it. Curtis Glencross had some things to say. We'll have to get Lyle Richardson on there. It's going to be a good time, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a fun time. That's not what I want to upload. That's a picture of Jonas Hiller. That would be embarrassing. Just have a picture of Jonas Hiller pop up on your Twitter feed, and it's just me. I mean, it's just me sending up. Hey, look, it's your typical Jonas Hiller. Why would you? Why would you be afraid? Here we are. But we'll get to that right now. We will get to some news and notes. And first off, as we are wont to do, we'll start off with some injuries and some injury reports. Joe Colborne of the Calgary Flames, wrist injury. He is week to week. Colborne, a decent contributor to that top six, and a little middle in there in that second, third line limbo. But key contributor, big guy in deep, so he can score. So that's going to be a little bit of a hit to the Flames, but better now than later in the year, like what happened with Mark Giordano last season in the playoff run. Danny DeKeyser, defenseman for the Detroit Red Wings. He's out 3 to 4 weeks. Torn ligaments in his foot. I know the foot has a lot of bones. Didn't know how many ligaments it has. Still don't. That would require me going to Grey's Anatomy and not this show on ABC. I never did watch that. Don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know what that says about me. A lot of people raved about it. Here I am, feeling the fool. And our first injury to a goalie. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Hammond, the Hamburglar, he's got himself a groin issue. He's going to be out for 2 weeks, so that means that Craig Anderson's going to get a chance to take that number one title away, and just get out of that AB situation. Hammond, of course, was the darling of the season last year for the Ottawa Senators, and now look at him, got a groin injury. Too many hamburgers reaching from McDonald's land. Trying to steal kids' hamburgers. Not a method actor. You're not Jared Leto. Don't let that happen to you, kids. Don't reach for the hamburger for salad. I know from fact you don't get this physique from not trying to steal hamburgers. And if you're on podcast, just imagine this physique and then go from there. One of the big stories is Raffi Torres. If you don't know, I'll catch you up. Raffi Torres, during a exhibition game against the Anaheim Ducks, went running at Jakob Silfverberg and gave him the people's elbow right into the noggin. Now, the funny thing about this is that Raffi Torres would not be considered a repeat offender under the NHL's new arbitrary code of conduct. It's been far past 18 months since Torres has been suspended or anything like that by the NHL, so technically not a repeat offender. However, this is the 9th time 9 times that Torres has been under the mask, under the guise, under anything he could possibly get through NHL disciplinaryism. He has been suspended 41 games for that elbow to the head. So half the season, he's done. Now, Torres went down last year with a knee ligament injury. A lot of people were saying, well, couldn't happen to a better guy. And it's, it's a bit harsh at first. I mean, right? I mean, you don't want to risk injury or anything like that. And then this happens. You're like, well, yeah, maybe we should have put a pox on his house. A little bit more. A little bit harsher pox. And now we got 41. Now, of course, the debate is going to be if the next offense is going to be a full season, or if they need to boot him out of the league. Of course, the PA will have something to say about that. Don't know whether or not I don't think they're actually trying to get him to appeal this one. Don't think he can appeal this one when there's video evidence. At first, it was just a shady vine of the Jumbotron at the Honda Center, Anaheim. Now you got full resolution pictures of him just jooting that elbow out for no reason whatsoever, hitting the head of Silverberg. Yeah, it's hard to argue that. I don't know. I know. We'll see. Rafi Torres being Rafi Torres. Congratulations, first suspension of the year, and we'll debate with Law Richardson whether or not this is monumental. If this is something that that's going to be a precedent-setting one, because 41 games, that's huge. They are showing, quote unquote, that they're rough on head injuries now, especially on a guy like Torres. He just runs around, throwing his elbows and knees everywhere. It's like he's a party. It's like he's slam dancing in the pit. There we are. In any case, we will have a little in-depth stuff with that here in a little while. There, running down the list. Oh, some captaincy news. The Edmonton Oilers, well, they're going to Edmonton Oil all over the place as they went ahead and stripped Andrew Ference of the captaincy this year. Now, that's interesting situation, interesting backstory between the history between Ference and new Oilers GM Peter Chiarelli. You can look into it as you will, but the Edmonton Oilers, no captain, 4 alternates: Taylor Hall, Jordan Eberle, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Andrew Ference. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know what drama that's going to create. Todd McClellan said it was a mutually agreed upon thing. So between him and Ference is a team guy. I don't see him trying to rock the boat too much, especially with the delicate situation that's happening in Edmonton right now. But you have to wonder, for a guy who's supposed to be the veteran voice, not only in the room, but also the defense corps, which has had its fair share of troubles over the years. You have to wonder if this sweeping change is something more. If it's something we can look into, if this is actually a story, or this is just acknowledgement that maybe Andrew Ference wasn't the best choice for captain overall when he first came to the team. I mean, he comes to the team and gets named captain. Granted, there wasn't much else, but you have to wonder, why name him captain immediately after you sign him? Granted, old regime, old thinking, all that other stuff. So do with that as you will. But it seemed fishy in the first place, and now I guess they're righting the wrongs of what happened in that old boys regime. I don't know. I tend to look at things going onward and just saying, hey, this is a little wacky, don't you think? I mean, even from the beginning when it was just getting crazy crap, why would he be there? I don't know. Don't ask me. That's it's not it's why I'm here. By the way, injury update: Pascal Dupuis, 4 to 5 weeks lower body injury. I forgot he was actually activated, so I still thought he was out because of the blood clots. Shows what I've been paying attention to this preseason. Minor League Hockey. Go check out the Sinbin.net. If you haven't seen the previews that are going on there. Lots of stuff going on. ECHL week next week. Good times. Check it out. Have fun. Joe Pavelski, if I slow it down a little faster. Joe Pavelski was named captain of your San Jose Sharks. Joe Thornton, Logan Couture are your alternate captains there. They didn't want to go with the captain last season, so now here they are. They got Joe Pavelski, future of the team. Away they go. Congratulations to him and his family. I'm sure they're having a time. I don't know. see what happens there. A little parched. Take a little drink. Shout out to Coke for putting Flames logos on the Coke. It's amazing. I can drink the Flames down. Don't know what that means. It's 10:30 than I should have been. Now, man, we're going to have a police blotter in the news right now, so boy howdy, here we go. So Sean Avery, remember him? Yeah, he was a former NHL player, very eclectic guy out there, man about town, would do anything to get under your skin. Yeah, well, he had a little problem. Apparently, and this is according to a nice little police report, he's charged with possession. Misdemeanor drug charges. The possessions are as such. He got a 4th-degree criminal mischief charge, allegedly having things, throwing things at passing vehicles. And then 2 counts of 7th-degree criminal possession of a controlled substance. Now, the controlled substances were acetaminophen with oxycodone and roxicodone, which his lawyer says he has prescriptions of. So, I don't understand what the problem goes there when you have your prescription with you and it would say on the label there, whatever. I'm not a doctor or a cop. I just play one on TV. My funny findings in anything you can find funny in a situation like this, how many degrees of drug charges are there in the state of New York? 7th degree, that's... Remember when Johnny had the team in the league and the thing and the hey, where it was 6th degree assault? Yeah, no, that's now the 7th degree possession. How many degrees? Like, what is, like, you had, but it was like, you had the prescription, but did you have it on you, and did you have any refills left? Is that 7th degree possession? Shit if I know. I'm just a man. I don't go in this police blotter crap. What am I going to do? Nothing. Can't do anything. Sitting here looking up stuff and things. Another more hellish situation, an odd situation for Zach Kassian, the new member of the latest member of the Montreal Canadiens. Sunday morning, he was in a crash. He was a passenger in a crash at 6 a.m. in the morning, which left him with a broken nose and a fractured left foot. A woman and another male passenger also were in a crash as well. However, there were things beyond that, and as of right now, Kassian has been admitted into Stage 2 of the NHL and NHLPA Substance Abuse and Behavioral Health Program. It's a suspension without pay, and until doctors and program administrators clear him, he will not be paid and not be cleared to go on the ice. Kassian was in the program before, and now he's going to have to go ahead and figure out his life after this. And best of luck to him trying to deal with that stuff. It's a hell of a thing. You have to, it's a tricky subject. Not going to touch it. Good luck to Kassian. I definitely don't know enough. Hasn't stopped me before. I'm sure get a tete-a-tete going. We'll talk a little bit about that with Lauritsen here in a couple minutes, about 10 minutes time here. But staying on that, boy, the NHL is recognizing the increase of cocaine use. That's right. Bill Daly has said the number of cocaine positive tests are more than were in previous years, and they're going up. But he's not calling it a crisis. He is not calling this a crisis, ladies and gentlemen. I always wondered what were in the smelling salts. Now it's straight Coke. We don't know that. But apparently, it's the testing that they do, steroids and performance-enhancing drugs. He said that about a third of those tests screen for cocaine and other party drugs. NHL is going to focus on preventative measures this season about it, but apparently, cocaine's not on the ban list. Cocaine and quote-unquote party drugs not on the ban list of NHL and PA substances. Spike in positive tests this summer. That's a hell of a thing, man. Maybe it's, this youth movement is more than just, on the ice and stuff like that. Holy Jesus, folks. That's cocaine? What? we'll see how this all goes. This will play out fun. This is also after, I think, former Leaf player going over to Sweden saying, "Man, there's so much coke in the NHL," and people were just like, "Yeah, we know there's coke, but how much coke? Apparently a lot. Apparently a lot." And now Bill Daly's admitting it. Great times. Well, on to something a little bit more funner, more gooder, something like that. Marty Brodeur, his number is going to be retired, and by the New Jersey Devils. Number 30 will be retired during a ceremony. More importantly, statues coming, kids. It was going to be a statue of Marty Brodeur. No truth to the rumor that they're going to have a statue of Sean Avery be erected standing in front of him. 2 Sean Avery references in one show. Didn't think that was going to happen, did you? No. No one did. Here we are. February 9th is going to be when they're going to do it against the Edmonton Oilers. Fourth Devil to be retired is have his number retired, joining Scott Stevens, Ken Danico, and Scotty Niedermayer. So that's cool. That's fun. Surprised they're not doing it against the Blues. So while he's in town and things, hey, where we go. But them's the breaks. That's what's happening right there. While the Chicago Blackhawks, they are raising their banner tonight. And boy, howdy, they did. They got themselves a nice little ring. A nice little ring to it, if you will. They have themselves 355 diamonds on their ring. That's a lot of diamonds. I asked my friends about this. I said, hey, 355 diamonds, a lot of diamonds for a ring? They're like, yes. Of course it is, stupid. What are you even doing? Stop with these dumb questions. I said, well, I'm just asking. You don't have to. So here we are. Jammed them all in there. And I'm trying to find a picture of it. It should be everywhere. Get a Scotty screen share going. I'm trying to find some other crap. Everybody's just like, Frankie Coronado. Remember he got picked up? Yeah, well, don't worry. We'll talk about it. Talk about it. When that's trending on Twitter, you know the Toronto Maple Leafs fans are just trying their best. They're just doing their damnedest to make sure they don't get fat. I should have set my fantasy lineup. Yeah, well, here we are. Here we are as a people. Can't do anything more about that. It's the weird thing about fantasy hockey. It's just like, oh, it just sneaks up on you. And you fall asleep. Here we are. Just sitting there. This is in our hands. That's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you don't... here we go. All right, so I found the ring. I don't want to open SoundForge. Thank you. Here's the ring. If you love it, put a ring on it. Here we go. Boom. You can see that. Look at all that bling. That's almost too many diamonds. That's just like all like Howard. It's a good thing these guys don't wear these on a daily basis. That looks heavy. I'd love to display this up on my mantelpiece. That's a heavy ring, man. Looks nice, all iced out, like the wrappers. Just shove more diamonds in it. I'm not proud of this. Shove more diamonds on it. Just do it. Just put them in there. Find a way to put them in there. They did. 355 large. That's pretty insane. On the side, it's got all the cup championships as well. All 6 of them, Stanley Cups. Pretty dope. Pretty nice gesture. The Blackhawks always going huge for their team. And yeah, here we are as a people doing with that. Hey, did you notice that I didn't talk about Jaromir Jagr? Do that right now. To start his 22nd season, I think it is in the NHL. Unprecedented. Think of all the seasons he lost in the KHL too. Dude's going to be Gordie Howe level soon. Bring him back the mullet, he said. Said, yep, I'm just going to go full bore. I'm going to go full mullet. I'm going to bring it back. Why? Because these kids on this team have not seen me with a mullet. They don't think I'm hip. They don't think I'm cool. Uncle Yagi's cool. I'm going to show the hell out of you guys. Huberdeau, looking at you. I rhymed inconsequently. That's just going to happen. That was a big deal. No clue why that was a big deal. I'm of the ilk that things aren't a big deal if you're talking about, hey, just throw a mullet on it. Why put a mullet? Why mullet? Why mullet? Why mullet? I never got it. Maybe that's just me, though. Yeah, that's it. as we go ahead. I'm going to hit tab. I'm not trying to drink tab. Yeah. How are you guys doing? How are things over on your side of the pond? Hope they're well. Like I said, fantasy hockey going. Fantasy Hockey League for the Face Off Hockey Show. A decent turnout. Thank you guys for joining. If you have joined, if you didn't join, the hell is your problem? We talked about it for months. Put it up on Twitters. Why weren't you there? You bastards. It's fine, though. Fine, though. See if I care. See if I give two shits. I don't. I don't care. I don't care. No, my administration cares. Ich bin ein fantasy hockey. Don't know what that means. I am fantasy hockey. I didn't take Spanish that long, and I don't know what that means. But alas, here we are. Here we go. Lyle, they got you muted. Why they got you muted, Lyle? Why does it say Can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
Oh my God, Lyle, hi.
I know you've been doing this show for the first hour on your own, my poor Scotty.
This is what the farm report feels like. But I can edit the farm report, and it takes me an hour because I can just.
Well, here's the thing: when I logged on about it, because I always jump on like about 30-40 minutes, before the show starts, listening to the show while I'm gearing up for stuff that we could talk about and that, and I realized, oh my God, Scotty's on here on my own, so I'm trying to figure out how I can jump in and join the show, and it just. Yeah, and it was just, I couldn't figure it out, so I was like, oh, shit. So, sorry to leave you hanging. I tried, brother. I really did try.
No, believe you me.
Oh, yeah. But you did well, sir. You did well. You were like, and there's Mark.
Yeah, hey, that one was on me.
Hey, buddy. We had some connection issues, and now we're back. Hi, Marcus.
Yeah.
Hey.
Things are good.
Is that Gamera on your shirt, I see?
It's Testudo.
Testudo. From University of Maryland.
Sorry. Looks like Gamera, the prehistoric giant turtle from the 1950s Japanese horror films.
Probably that
Gamera,
too.
Gamera.
They used them this weekend against Michigan. That much I know. Oh, geez. So, Lyle, are you and yours enjoying the opening night?
Well, actually, we were. We watched the first period of Leafs Habs because, of course, that's sort of a traditional thing, and I'm a Habs fan. My wife's a Leafs fan. My wife has low expectations for the Leafs, like most Leafs fans do this year. So, we tended to get more into an in-depth discussion about, the Leafs' recent history and who they should have and things like that. And my wife, of course, brought up a couple of excellent points. I mean, that it's not just enough that they have a respected coach. He's got to have the respect in the room and be a leader. If not, then you're just a bad coach, which is an excellent point. So Mike Babcock, yeah, it's not enough you come in with a lot of respect. Hey, Randy Carlyle did too. And we all know what happened to him. And the other thing that she also noted is that the Leafs have not had a charismatic on-ice leader in years. And I think that's to the root of the problem.
She's saying?
Well, I mean, not that you would consider Sundin charismatic, but definitely talented. Definitely talented. But a genuinely charismatic leader. So I said, somebody like maybe Subban, and she's like, somebody like him, yeah. Somebody who can talk the talk and walk the walk. And that's something they haven't had in a long time. So a couple excellent points from my better half, who's a Leafs fan, but I forgive her. And it's her cross to bear, so there you go, as am I.
In all start to the season with Jonathan Bernier getting that high shot off the shoulder.
Yeah.
And that puck just trickling in. But the funny part is I think it was during the preseason, someone asked Mike Babcock, what do you think about the job in Toronto so far? And he said, that's a little harder than I imagined. I'm like, oh, no.
What did you think you were getting into? Yes. Well, yes.
Temper expectations all you want. They're still going to have them. They're still going to have them regardless.
But, it's not as bad. It's not as bad now. This year, it's the expectations are definitely lower. I have several friends and family and things like that around across Canada who are Leafs fans, and they're just going, no, we're not expecting the playoffs. Just want them to be competitive. So they'll work harder. They will work harder, the Leafs, but they're just not a better talented team. And then after that, the Cubs Pirates wild card game began, and I got to tell you, the tradition in our household in October is not hockey; it is Major League Baseball playoffs. Absolutely, October baseball is our October tradition in this household. So
nothing wrong with that.
Oh, hells yeah. So, of course, we're jazzed, of course, for the Blue Jays. But in the meantime, we still enjoy watching, like, whoever's playing, which is what we've had to do for the last 22 years. But going to be much more excitement. Starting tomorrow night as we get into Let's Go.
And it'll end on Sunday night when the Rangers sweep.
No.
That.
Not gonna happen. But anyway.
All right, they'll wait till Monday to beat them.
Not gonna happen.
S.I. Kurzweil, I present to you
the S.I. I know, I saw that, and I'm like, no, do not put them on the cover before they've begun the playoffs.
Look at so happy, dude. This was a
plan. I know. You've ruined them for life. Well, not for life, but for the postseason. Like, you filthy! You filthy Americans! How dare you! You want to take out the Canadian team early? How dare you? You know how this curse works. But
it's a good time to be in Toronto sports. The Raptors got in the playoffs, and the Blue Jays,
and the Leafs hired Mike Babcock.
The Toronto FCs are in the playoffs, so that's something.
So there you go, something. Yeah, exactly.
Something. Can we talk about Raffi Torres for a bit?
Sure.
Can we talk about this buffoon and what he's just doing, laying down people's elbows. Like, my question to you is this: was this a message sender from the NHL, or is it just them wising up to a decision they should have done a long time ago with this guy?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think it's both. Listen, up until I read an interesting piece about this and about Torres just a couple of days, like the day after the suspension was handed down this week, and they were talking to a player who had been a former teammate of Torres, and it was just not, and wasn't surprised that he got this big suspension, but then it turned around this, or not this big suspension, sorry, the one with where he gets suspended, was it 22 games there in the playoffs after he leveled the Hossa hit 3.5 years ago. And the guy was saying, yeah, he wasn't surprised he got that big suspension, but then turned around in the same breath and said, what would you respond? Well, what would you do if he was on your team? He said, oh, I'd love to have him on my team. Because, yeah, back then he was the type of player you hated that hated to play against, but you wanted to have him on your team. But things have changed now in the last 3 to 4 years, and the message is finally getting across, to the players as well as executives that we got to do something to protect the players here. Concussion injuries are having a significant toll, not just in ending players' careers, but it's starting to have we're starting to realize just the toll it's taking on players after their careers, sometimes long after their careers. And we've got to do a better job to protect the players. And listen, Torres knew this. He knew that the atmosphere has changed. He knew what the rules were, and he went out and did it anyway. And the guy has no intention of changing the way he plays. He's deliberately reckless, and if that's the only way I know how to play, well then sorry, bud, there's no place for you in the league anymore. The NHL has changed. And it hasn't become, as some people have tried to say, who don't have a problem with headshots, is, well, keep your head up, blah, blah, blah. It hasn't made the game, worse by cracking down on these guys who target players' heads. And that was a targeted hit on Jakob Silfverberg. Unquestionably.
It didn't look that way at first because we had such crappy footage, and then the real footage came out, and it's just like, he kind of went after him.
Yeah, from both angles.
The 6 or 7 minute long explanation video from every angle pretty much detailed. He came from all the way across the ice when Silfverberg had already stopped skating and was looking up to make a pass, and skated all the way across the ice and then laid him out. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And deliberately targeted his head. Yes. It was one thing to say, well, he went to hit him. If that had been a shoulder-on-shoulder hit, the worst thing you could call him for is interference.
Or
because
charging.
there's nothing wrong with a shoulder-to-shoulder hit. Okay? But deliberately targeting the head, we all know that that's not going to fly anymore in the NHL. What you could get away with up to 2-3 years ago, no more. because especially in this era now where you've got former players are now, have a lawsuit against the league, and it's a growing number of players, and the league is trying to fight this. Is just when you think that Gary Bettman can't get more evil, but anyway, but they are going to fight this. But regardless, at the end of the day, even the league acknowledges that while they may sit down and say, well, we don't have any real clear science that concussions and CTE, the brain injury, are linked, even though the science is there, Gary. The science is there.
It's not
yeah, the science is there.
You know what? Evolution is bullshit too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Climate change.
Climate change.
Ah.
I'm surprised they admitted cocaine use was up in the league.
Yeah.
I was surprised that came out.
But you know why they did it is because this is getting it. The NHL is finally learning. Instead of trying to hide and deny and bury, you got to get ahead of the story and be proactive, man. Because if you don't, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass hard. Now, do we think that there's cocaine use is widespread in the league? I doubt it. Do I think, though, that it's less than 20 players, like the Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly's trying to suggest? No, it's going to be more than 20 players, Bill. Nice try. No. But, at least they're being proactive and they're getting on it. And remember, what they were testing for before was strictly performance-enhancing drugs. They weren't testing for pot. They weren't testing for cocaine. They weren't testing for meth or anything. Oh, meth, Jesus. Yeah.
Let's go play hockey. Yeah.
But the funny thing, Lyle, is that with meth,
Go get the puck.
Go get the puck.
your teeth will fall out, and then people won't know the difference between that and hockey players.
Yeah, there you go. It's
Easy way to go
perfect.
about
It's
it.
perfect.
And you're revved up, man. You're revved up. You're revved up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Cornholio in this joint.
Exactly.
Come on.
Give her the blocks. The blocks.
But anyway, wow, boy,
Easy.
Chandler.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, but at least they're congratulations, NHL. You're learning. You're getting ahead of it. Now, if you'd only just get ahead, well, again, the whole concussion thing, the lawsuit, that's a different box of frogs right there, because of course they're facing a lawsuit. So of course they've got to fight it, and they're going to foot drag. But you notice at the same time, they're cracking down on headshots. They're taking more time. Even though this whole thing of concussion spotters is a joke that they're introducing, but hey, it's a step. You didn't have them a year ago. It's a step. They're getting there, But in terms of, with the drug issue, yeah, they're getting right ahead of the story very quickly, and yeah, put them on the list of the banned substances, and because in that regard, they do these random tests of everybody. I think it's something like twice during a season. So if you've got cocaine there on the list as well, you're going to pick up a lot more guys, I think, during the season than you would in the off season when you're only testing 60 or 100 players.
Can I ask something that might be a dumb question? Shouldn't something that's inherently illegal in both countries that this game is played in just be illegal as something that you shouldn't have as a player?
But it's not technically performance enhancing.
Exactly.
But it's a drug that's illegal. Things that should be illegal anyway should be illegal either way.
I agree with you. Again, this is all and this isn't just the league that's in this too. This is the head of the National Hockey League Players Association's in this as well. Okay, this is, remember, our friend Donald Fear, who can fight the good fight labor-wise, but also allowed for his players to use steroids in MLB, and now he's kind of, because this is what the players want. It's like, sure, test for performance enhancing, we're cleaning it on the high, but should we get into test? Well, no, there's no need to do that. We're they're good, clean North American and European boys. They would never do anything like that.
Yeah, but this is the equivalent of being like, I know that Alex Ovechkin got really angry the other day, and he may have committed murder, but you can't suspend him for that. You can't suspend him for that. There's nothing written in the laws that you can't murder somebody.
It wasn't. It could have been self-defense. Who's to say? Well, we all know Ovi doesn't play defense, so that's thrown out the window. The point is this: is that
wait a minute. Ovi confessed to murder. What did I miss?
That's fine.
Hey, nobody's confessing anything. That's my point. But it shouldn't go between NHL arbiters if someone's doing something illegal. It should go between the police officers and a judge, perhaps.
Cocaine use is up. Why is
Yeah.
anybody surprised? Like this, this should have been a known thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it should have, and it will be from now on.
Well, obviously.
See, this is the thing, though. You know, we really don't know how the NHL approaches the whole thing in terms of recreational drugs. You know, they do have, of course, because they have their substance abuse programs and everything like that, and blah blah blah.
Okay.
But yes, the whole testing thing. Now, the league, for all we know, during collective bargaining, because remember, these are things that had to be done established during collective bargaining. The league may have said in collective bargaining, we want to test for all drugs. Performance enhancing, recreation, we want to test for all of them. And the PA may have said you can test for performance enhancing, but we really don't think there's a need to test for recreational right now. There hasn't been any issues. There haven't been any players, blah, blah, blah. You have no grounds. And so because it's collective bargaining, you got to give to get, so the league gets its performance enhancing drug tests done, but there's no testing done. Mandatory testing done for drugs like cocaine are not on the banned list, and away you go. But let's face the facts here too. In the last year, we had Ryan Malone arrested with drunk driving and possession of cocaine. We had Jarrett Stahl arrested for possession of cocaine. We had Mike Richards arrested at the border not with cocaine but possession of controlled substance, i.e. OxyContin. All right. So right off the bat, 3 players in the span of a year who've been busted, not just for DUI, but for drug possession. And I think that, combined with this the news that we heard that when they did testing in the off season just of 60 players, this was sort of the general testing they can do. That some of these players wound up testing for cocaine positives and for cocaine in their system. Well, I think that just mushroomed and mushroomed. Plus, you also had as well a Maple Leafs prospect from the Swedish paper a couple of weeks ago that cocaine use is rather prevalent in the NHL from what he saw. Well, now this thing is starting to, no pun intended, to snowball. So,
Well, looks like some of these guys are behind the 8 ball, Lyle. That's
behind that, very good, good, behind the 8 ball, indeed.
I have a feeling that we're going to have an avalanche of players.
Oh yes, Hey, listen, you guys.
I think there's a lot of people who are gonna fucking blow.
Well, I'm telling you something right now. You guys, listen. Right now, I don't like the direction this conversation is going. I think you guys have crossed the line.
Yeah.
You know what, Lyle? We're just grasping at straws right now.
That's a solid joke. I'll give you $1 for that joke. It's rolled up.
Let me just roll it up and do it too.
Roll it
Makes
up.
it easier to pass through the intertubes and the interwebs there.
true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but anyway, so that's why that is, and of course, at least, but hey, at least they're getting there. Baby steps, Mark. They got there.
Yeah.
It's
making me realize I need a better union rep because I can get tested for all sorts of drugs. You know,
Mhm.
you know why do we have to draw the line at performance enhancing? But then again, in my work, probably cocaine is performance enhancing.
That could be performance enhancing. Yeah. What you need to do is get the same union Safeway has because we don't get tested for shit. And we're using heavy machinery. That's the odd part about it. Wow.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, being freelancer, we don't have unions, so we don't have to worry about any kind of testing. So,
It's true, and it's
if you don't work, you don't get paid. So, kind of a real incentive to keep yourself in line. Sorry, boss, can't get this into you on time. I am nursing a massive withdrawal symptoms. No, don't really work. Sorry, I got the monkey on my back. No, they won't listen to that.
Or they're not going to like it when you don't have good wireless reception in your hospital bed for recovery.
Yeah. Rehab, the wireless, I hear, it's pretty shitty there. So.
Beeper, but you can get all sorts of beeper signals.
Exactly. The amount of payphones at a recovery hospital is amazing. By the way.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Like a 1930s press row. There's so many payphones. So many. Well, Lyle, it's one guy who could use some performance.
Oh, sorry, I just saw a funny joke. Michel Therrien is the kind of coach who, given a crutch, attempts to use it as a pogo stick.
Ka!
Thank you, Bruce Arthur of the National Post. I liked it.
That's a good one.
I liked it.
Well, why can't Curtis Glencross get a job? 2 failed tryout contracts, and he says, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, something's going to happen.
Well, it's just he's first of all, he's a victim of his own bad decision.
Yeah.
Where he could have stayed in Calgary, and if he had been willing to take a little bit less money, he could have had a new deal. But he figured, no, it's going to be a free agent bonanza, and I'll be able to write my own ticket. And if he'd had a good run with the Capitals, both in the regular season and playoffs, he probably would have. But that did him in, and that plus the amazing shrinking salary cap ceiling.
Does he have a room dedicated to Barry Trotz? Just like that Ace Ventura, Finkel and Einhorn.
Yeah.
With Dan Marino.
The Einhorn room. Yeah.
Barry Trotz everywhere, and he's
Laces out.
He replays that one shift where he got short shifted. Trotz called him off the ice because he was doing so bad.
Hold on, everybody. Ring the bell. We got our first successful coaches challenge in the NHL, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. Mike Babcock put a challenge out there saying the goal was the thing with incidental contact.
The goal was the thing, and that's right. We can't do that anymore. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I apologize.
You ever notice when there's a thing on the goal and hit the goalie with the contact, it goes in the net? Isn't that weird? All right, so apparently there was incidental contact on a goal on Johnny Bernier. Johnny Burns, as I like to call him.
Johnny Burns, eh?
Johnny
Burns, eh? Yeah, see what I did there?
Wordplay. Good.
Thank you.
Love it. Keep it
on
the
it.
highest form of comedy. Right after the pun, it's perfect. What the hell is I talking about? Okay, so someone ran into John Bernier, and then next thing you know, goal in the net, coach's challenge, review upstairs, challenge shows incidental contact, no goal, release, retain their timeout. The system works, guys.
Hooray!
This is how challenges are going to be used, because that sort of seems like a judgment call that should need to be made without the use of instant replay. Instant replay is going to be used on scoring plays that may or may not have had contact, and then who gets to decide whether it's incidental or not? If somebody's offside or onside, I could see he was clearly offside. Here, I'm going to throw my flag on that one. I want you to review that offside call. For incidental contact, who's to say that it's incidental? The entire meaning of the word incidental means that it wasn't on purpose. So how can you say that nope, this was totally on purpose, and this caused all sorts of other things to happen, so therefore goals allowed.
The NHL likes to make up the rules as they go along, I think, is what we're trying to get at. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how the hell they're I guess it's just Mike Babcock yelled at him enough. The ref's like, fine, we'll just stop yelling at me, Mike. You're scaring me. I'm scared of you. But I don't know what the flags can be used for and what they can't be used for. I was surprised that incidental contact is your first flag of the year. But these guys are flags, so here we are.
Incidental contact is normally only a 5-yard penalty, I think.
Yeah, 5-yard penalty.
So the face-off comes outside the blue line, then it's your 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Offsetting penalties. Some guy who wishes it's just a 5-yard penalty. Glencross, he's now hanging out where I'm at.
Well, yeah.
My house, but that'd be weird.
Well, he's back. He's back roping fences. Back riding fences. Yeah. Being a cowboy, and the thing is his NHL career may be over, just like that, because he's just in that unfortunate demographic right now. I mean, a role player in his mid-30s that looking for work at a time when a lower than expected salary cap means a lot of teams don't have very much money to toss around. So, if you can't earn yourself a job now on a tryout, your options are go skate in Europe, or you're done. You're done. Thanks for coming out. Hope you enjoyed your career. It's over.
Yeah, that's the weird. Like there's so many guys that were Havlat was a professional contract guy. I'm trying to think of other guys who were just.
Yeah, but Havlat though, you could tell that the end was coming. for his career. I
Oh,
mean, the
sure.
injuries and everything like that. That one didn't surprise me, but Glenn Cross one, yeah, that one did.
Derek
did a
Roy
bit.
surprised me as well.
Yeah, because he had, like I said, he had a decent season last year with with the Edmonton Oilers skating alongside Nail Yakupov. So you would have thought that, well, maybe there might have been a chance there. I mean, it's not like no players got some contracts. I mean, Brad Boyes, 15 years after drafted by the Toronto Maple Leafs, he suited up for them tonight for the first time.
Can go home again.
What a long, strange journey it's been. Oh, and. Home run! Two-run homer for your Chicago Cubs. Sorry, folks.
C-U-B-S, Cubs.
It's now 3-0. A two-run shot. Oh, you do it better than I do, Scotty. Let's hear the Harry Carey.
Holy cow! That took that one, Yad.
Where's our hoverboards now? If Chicago's going to
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go.
They're not going to be playing Miami, so I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, it'll be, all of a sudden, yeah. If the Cubs win the World Series, you're going to see Oprah show up on a program, make a special announcement. You get a hoverboard. You get a hoverboard. Everyone in the world gets hoverboards. I own them all along. I was waiting for this moment.
Hey, Jake Arrieta's on the mound. He's going to pitch a good game. The thing is, this Chris Bryant fella, he tastes like pork ribs.
But sorry, anyway.
Harry
Me doing Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey.
Doing Harry Carey. But anyway, that was your Chicago Cubs, Pittsburgh Pirates wild card update. Thank you.
I'm a Cubs fan. Because I don't know. I watched them during the damn when the Superstation was on, so that you get afternoon.
Oh, you had a lot of
5-year-old kid who loves baseball. I was just
you
like,
had a lot of Cubbies and a lot of
Jesus.
Braves. Yeah.
A lot of Braves, a lot of Dodgers too. Surprisingly enough, I don't know how we got that, but
Well, at least
Oral Hurst guys are
little bit of back when the Dodgers were good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're not bad now. They're
That's going to be the series, Mets and Dodgers. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
We'll get to that on the after show. On the face-off Fungo show. Talk baseball in the third hour. Yeah, I mean, it's just funny how many guys at such a young age are just not being able to get jobs, and salary cap are just a lot of better younger talent out there coming up.
And also the fact as well. I mean, you're seeing there are teams who have players on their roster they would love to get rid of in order to be able to sign a guy like Curtis Glenn Cross. A player like that. But they're stuck with these guys because they, hello, Vincent Lecavalier and Philadelphia. And it's sad to say, but, Lecavalier's done. He's lost his foot speed. It was noticeable the last 2 years. Apparently, from what I've heard, the reports out of training camp and preseason this year, it was very noticeable how much his speed has deteriorated. And it's not because, he didn't work out hard or anything like that. You reach a certain age, the legs go. Hey, it doesn't matter how hard you work out. That's it. I mean, So, but they're stuck with him for 2 more seasons after this season at $4.25 million. Yikes. Yeah. So, but that's a team that would love to be able to shed some salary and to sign a guy like Glenn Cross, not to a big salary, but at least give the guy a 1 or 2 year deal for that at least $750, maybe even $1 million a pop, just to keep his career going, and he could be a decent contributor for you. But
who was on coke for that Lecavalier signing?
That was a Paul Holmgren special. No cocaine. No cocaine was involved. It was just Paul Holmgren. Another Paul Holmgren special. As the Flyers continue to pay for the sins of their previous general manager.
There we go. Well, they sent down Andrew McDonald, so.
Only $950K cap relief there, so you got over $3 million or $3.5 million riding the buses. The minors, kids.
Ron Hextall's like, all right, here we go. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there.
But hey, this is the only way to sell it, man. It was the only way to make it work. And I will say this for Ron Hextall. He's got Mr. Snyder, Ed Snyder, on board with this because 2 years ago, seriously,
I thought you were going to say buy the balls.
That would have been that would have been but 2 years ago, a move like that would have been unthinkable. Would have been unthinkable. What, demote? No, we're not doing that. Well, They turned around and did it. And the reason why it was McDonald is because they needed room for defensemen. Believe me, if they could demote Vinny to make room for a forward, they'd do it. They would do it. They can afford to do it. Hey, you got all that freaking Comcast money. You can afford to do it. But cap-wise, they're paying for the sins of the previous management. I'm sorry, Scotty, what was that?
I said I don't think Vinny would go to Allentown like McDonald's doing. I think that would be a big...
I think he's got no movement. I think
Yeah.
he's got a no movement clause,
That's
which
what
is why he's not going anywhere.
I would love to see him just singing Billy Joel Allentown as he's riding the buses crying in his $5.7 million that he's making on the bus. Oh, poor guy. But it's funny because David Booth was saying when he got released, he says that it feels like there's a reversal of fortune. Like the older guys aren't pushing the younger guys; it's the younger guys who are pushing the older guys. And even as a 30-year-old, he says, "I still got good stuff." But here's the line.
Dude, no, you don't.
The line in the entire interview with George Richards, of Miami Herald. I want to keep playing, but I believe I'm better than playing in the AHL. It's just a matter of getting my timing down, getting everything back. Then you're not that good, stupid.
Exactly.
Everything back, you're not NHL ready.
I don't know.
The
Maybe he needs to put a puck in his back right trouser pocket, because then that might help with the timing with getting the stick
Well,
around.
you see, here's
So
the thing, is that back in his day, you could only get black pucks, none of the white pucks, because of the war.
Yeah. True. David Booth isn't even that old, is he?
No, but look, David Booth, injuries are what did him in. But listen, he had chances with Vancouver, he had chances with Toronto, and it's just not enough. You know, you don't have it. I mean, there is some truth to what he's saying, but you know, listen, we knew that it was going to go this way when this whole thing of the salary cap was introduced 10 years ago. We were saying it 8, 9, 10 years ago that younger players, you're going to start seeing a lot of the money going to younger guys, and the older guys are going to wind up being squeezed. You know, they're going to be the ones that are going to suffer. They're the ones that are going to get squeezed out of the game, and we're seeing it now. Of course, as I said, we're seeing it much more this year because, of course, limited cap space this time around. So, you know, that's the way it goes, man. That's just the way it goes. Now, next year, if the salary cap should go up by another $5 million on average, like it normally did up until a list passed it, but if, let's just say, the Canadian dollar massively rebounds and all these huge giant streams of revenue that the league has, just assuming, and the cap goes up by $5 million, well, then there'll be more money next season for you know, some of these older players, that guys like a Curtis Glencross or a David Booth, to get contracts compared to this year. It's just for those guys this year, they're as much victims of bad timing as they are just, you know, victims of the fact that they're not that good anymore. Sad to say, but you know,
it's not really sad to say when you're relying on Curtis Glencross and David Booth and thinking that they're. I mean, I don't know. It's almost as if their folk hero persona got the most of them, and then, you know.
Well, I think in Curtis Glencross's case, yeah, I think that's definitely the
they
case.
did a video tribute for him, for Christ's sake, in Calgary. Like,
Yeah.
wait, what?
Exactly.
So is this sort of similar to like a Dale Hunter, say, leaving, like, and I realize he didn't, like, his career didn't start in Washington, but he became sort of a folk hero to the Washington Capitals fans, and then spent like a year in Colorado, and then he was done.
Then he was done.
That was like who went?
I think that's
Quebec?
more of an era of guys trying to chase their first cup and knowing the team they're with can't do it.
And they know that
by that time he was what, 38?
Well, yeah, and his career was winding down, and he knew it, and everybody in the league knew it. I mean, regardless whether you had a salary cap, you don't have a salary cap, there comes a point for players. You know, once you start getting on the bad side of 35. Yeah, your options of getting a new contract become shorter and shorter and shorter, especially if your production is dropping and dropping and dropping. So
Unless you're
yeah,
Jaromir Jagr, in which case,
or Chris Chelios.
You're just hitting your prime, both hockey-wise and sexually.
And he's bringing back the mullet. That is fantastic. Though I couldn't resist. I put it through a thing up as it, you know, as soon as he made that news, he was doing that. I was like, I hear a voice. I hear this. There's a disturbance, as if millions of hairdressers cried out in anguish, and we're silenced. It's like, because I'll tell you, my wife's a former hairdresser. She's a lot of some of her friends are hairdressers, and they hate mullets. They hate them with a passion.
I think you should hate mullets just on
Just on principle,
alone.
for God's
Yeah.
sake. For the ugliest hairstyle for men ever.
Let's go ahead and just distract all of that. And the fact that he has curly hair, the perm mullet look is going to be even worse.
Oh man, yeah.
So let's put it
But
there.
hey, but this is him doing this for smiles and chuckles. So you gotta like,
Yes.
I'm liking older Jaromir Jagr than grumpy early 30s Jagr from 15 years ago in his last years with Pittsburgh and his uneventful short tenure with Washington.
You gotta bring that up to you.
Yeah.
You really just got listen. hold
Well,
on.
you knew it was coming.
I'm gonna hand
this.
hand this to you right now, and you just spread it all over the wounds that we still have because of that trade. Okay? Just
Very well.
don't
Very
ask me
well.
why I have a big thing of table salt near my desk. Fuck you. That's why.
You're-
That's why I ain't gonna need salt.
He's killing the slugs around his laptop.
We're infested. It's terrible. I don't know how I get all these slugs. It's amazing. Oh,
Sometimes.
that's crazy. But it's funny because Yager's more likable now. And I don't
He
know how that
is.
happened.
I think it's because he knows he's reached a stage that he realizes, look, at some point this is going to come to an end. So, I'm going to keep going as long as I can. Oh, great. I
It's
get
gonna
another
be much worse.
I get another year in the sun. Fantastic. I'm just going to live at large. I mean, come on. The whole thing of we're going to blackmail you if you if you don't pay us $2,000, the equivalent of check money.
Why did he move to Miami again?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
For all the coke and hookers. Bring it back around to the.
No. Oh yeah, no. He's not going back. He's not going to 1980s Miami. They're not playing Miami Vice soundtrack down there.
I don't know, Lyle. I was down there in June. It's the arena's in the area where you could get a little cocaine there.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Just
Not
saying.
saying, just saying.
Just not saying. See what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying, boy?
See what I'm
Hey,
saying? Know what I'm
Lyle.
saying? Yes.
All right. Here's one. Ben Scrivens loses to Anders Nielsen. Go.
Oh wow! Did not see that coming. Did not. I mean, look. I said that on Twitter, and I had a couple of Oilers fans be a little snarky with me. Well, if you saw the way he played last year, you would know. It's like, no. I know how he played, but given the fact that the guy had had a decent contract for this season, and he was going up against Anders Nielsen, for God's sake, a New York Islanders cast-off, I was just like, okay, come on, seriously? And then, no, seriously, I was like, shit, how the hell did that happen? Man.
I don't.
Is this your crow eating? Is this what this is? Is this loud?
Me eating
It's his condor eating because now what's his name? So member
He's
of the
the Bakersfield Condors, so no. Whatever that sounds, I'm assuming it sounds like.
I never met this crow. I'm never wrong on this show.
You are not. Never have been.
Never have
That
been.
Barry Chapman trade worked out great for the Cavs.
I mean, they never did it, so who knows?
So who knows? Who knows?
So I don't know. You never know. Ovechkin,
So
who's that guy?
then they waited 12 years, and then they dealt for a St. Louis Blue name Oshie. So in a way they were. I was kind of right and a little delayed, but they had the team right. And,
Yeah, it all worked out. It all worked out.
Yeah. They traded for a St. Louis Blue.
And there was
Huh?
draft pick somewhere in there.
I don't like that they got rid of the guy from North Pole, Alaska, though, in that deal. That was my only tap. Phoenix Copley, from North Pole, he's got candy canes on his mask. It's amazing. It's tremendous.
There
But
you go.
the Ben Scrivens thing, and then Nikita Nikkinen, and then that one obviously
Well, yeah, but still, that's over. That is over 4.8 mil riding the buses. But again, what you're seeing there is not so much pay. This isn't a case of paying for the sins of the predecessor. It's getting rid of the mistakes of your predecessor. Chiarelli has wasted little time putting his stamp on this, and interestingly, he's managed to convince Daryl Cates that yes, burying the salary in the minors is a good thing. So
Mhm.
just do it, okay? We're trying to build a winning team here. These guys, I inherited them, but I do not want them. So, away we go.
But yeah, I mean that's interesting. And also Leon Draisaitl going to the AHL too.
That one, yeah, that was a bit of a. Well, it's the Russian Schlep. How do you pronounce that? Oh my God. Oh God. What's his name?
Sherbergov.
Schlepnikov.
Schlepkov?
Oh God. Here we go.
Shambalaya? Shamba not
Slepchev.
gonna work here anymore?
Slepchev.
Slepchev. All right, that works. We'll go with
Slepchev.
that.
Slepchev.
Survey says.
Anton Slepchev. There we go.
God
Who
bless you.
is 21 years old.
21.
Yeah. But played a little bit of your KHL, I believe, as I pull up the stats here to look at the kid.
Things are interesting with the
Yeah,
Oilers.
actually, his entire career. He's been since 2011-12 played with the KHL, and making the jump to the NHL this year. Got himself a start. Played for Ufa Salavat Ulyovs.
Wow.
What was that?
No, I like it. Roll with it, Mark.
Ufa Salavat Ulyovs.
That's perfect. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Is that a person or is that a place?
In the KHL, yes.
That's
If you're wondering, that was the team that what was the name of the Nashville Predator guy he played
Radulov.
for? That
Kostitsyn?
thank you, Radulov.
Oh.
That's the team that he left the Predators for in one of the worst career decisions ever made by an NHL player ever.
Oh, he's doing great. He's doing
Oh
great.
yeah, he's
He's doing
fantastic.
fine over there, Lau.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. You notice how much his play improved and
Nothing.
everything.
You know, hey man, look,
Wow,
he's
what
already got 22 points in 17 games this year. Who are we to say?
Yeah.
Who are we to say? He had 71 points in 46 with 143 penalty minutes, Lau. Who are we to say? He's making that dirty oil
Worst
money, Lau.
Decision by a professional hockey player ever. This guy had a chance to become a fantastic NHL player, would have made more guaranteed money than the crap money that he's making over there, and instead decided to turn his back on it all and blah, blah, blah. And when he tries to come back, he's garbage.
Yeah,
So,
he could have owned factory to make bread.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now he's standing in line to buy bread.
I bread.
To buy bread.
Wait, he came back and he was garbage? I don't remember that part of it.
Oh yeah, he was not. He remember when he came back and did his short, brief little return with the Predators there a few years back. Yeah.
During the playoffs, and he went out and went out
Yeah,
with
this-
the brothers one night in the playoffs.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Exactly. He was
I
garbage.
think that was the worst decision in the
Okay,
thing of hockey.
garbage is a bit harsh. I mean, he did have some games where he played decently, but
That's
he
giving
just was
garbage
not.
a bad name.
But he was not. He was not a good player. He just wasn't a good
It
player.
was not Quebec Ramparts, Alexander Radulov.
And when I hear this talk, earlier this summer, that yes, when his contract expires by next summer, the KHL, he would like to go and join the Colorado Avalanche and play for his old coach Patrick Waugh. That they chatted, and that's what he wants to do, and that's what he's going to do, and blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. You guys go right ahead with that, Colorado Avalanche. Good luck with that.
I'm looking at his stats. He had 55 points in the playoffs. That's astonishing to me. 21 goals and 55 points in 23 games. That's pretty
I'm pretty sure
impressive.
in the KHL.
Your awards over.
No,
in the
first off, it was in the queue.
Yeah. Okay, that's better. I'm gonna say.
It was
Yeah,
his
no,
last
he
year
was-
as a Rampart.
And listen, his first few seasons in the NHL, I mean, his brief tenure with the Preds, I mean, he was an up and coming player. He had a lot of promise,
Ready to go.
and he threw it all away.
So
So,
rolled by the dick hole.
and now
What does that
he.
mean?
Man, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Now you're nothing. Now you're not. I'm sorry. You're nothing.
Wow, harsh.
You're nothing. You ain't playing the NHL. You're nothing. You're nothing.
You're
You're nothing.
You're garbage,
Nothing.
Billy. You're
But I mean, the
garbage.
KHL is the quality of the competition. The KHL drops every year. They
Nah,
can't
wow,
afford
that's great.
they can't afford decent talent. So any stats he's putting up there is against weakened opposition. It's nonsense. So
He's doing great. He's doing great over there. He's making that working that dirty oil money that he may or may not be getting paid for every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great
Oh,
time to
sure.
be alive for him.
Yeah, living large and in charge.
It's
Sorry.
great. He can hang out with the Castetsons anytime he wants. It's
One of the
great.
worst decisions ever. Well, I mean, and you already saw that. I mean, Andre Kostitsyn this summer, he made noises about, he'd like to come back to the NHL and play. Yeah, and everybody said, thanks, but no thanks. Don't call us, Andre. We'll call you.
Hey, listen, we'd rather have Curtis Glencross and then Curtis Glencross. I heard that! Don't worry about it. It's fine, Curtis. Don't worry about it, bud.
Yeah.
What is this?
But yeah, it's a little bit of cold reality, though. I mean, when you look at guys like that, I mean, like like Glenn Clark and that. I mean, I know you can sit down and say, "Well, I feel sorry for them. They made their money, yada yada." But this is still a life for these guys, and they to have it just suddenly come to a screeching halt like this, when they feel they still have game left, and in maybe a little bit more of a fairer salary cap world, they probably did. Yeah, it sucks. Undoubtedly, unquestionably, it sucks. And hey, now it looks like you're gonna have to probably look at doing something else.
You can always use a guy and.
Well, he does have a farm. He does have a working farm, so he can always spend time on that.
There's always Calgary Broadcasting, and personally, I like that we have new names to mispronounce every year.
That's true.
So, I mean, every year there's somebody who I have
Slap his
absolutely
there
no
you go.
clue who it is, and they wind up putting up 30 points in the NHL.
And we got to mangle their name until we get it right. I know. I'm as guilty as that as anybody else, man.
Who cares? I think
it's to be expected from us anyway, so that's fine.
I mean, is it Mirzak or Mrazek? How do you pronounce that?
It's actually Smith. The hell are you reading?
Sorry. Shit.
That's the funny thing. He's like, it's Smith.
Yeah. It's
boy.
check for Smith. Okay. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. Reservations for 2. Thank you. But yeah, and then they said, hey, now you know what, Andrew Ference, fuck you, you're not captain anymore.
Yeah,
that was.
But but by the same token, I think it could have been maybe handled a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think you could handle that a little bit better, guys. But I mean, listen, we weren't privy to what was going on in the room or anything like that. Maybe they talked with Ference about, listen, this is what we're thinking, blah blah blah. But yeah, that's always a little awkward. Though I understand why they want to make this transition, because they want to listen. We all know that the captaincy is going to go to Taylor Hall. Everybody knows this. That's what's going to happen. It's not going to happen this year. They're going to be nice about it. They're going to be nice about it for the year and just go with 4 alternates like Montreal did last season. But come on, we all know what's going to happen at the end of the season. They're going to turn around and you're going to see Taylor Hall sitting there with a big cheesy grin with the C on his jersey and talk about what an honor it is to follow in the footsteps of Gretzky and Messier and Ryan Smith. And
maybe one day I'll have a trophy named after me.
Yeah.
It is the Hall of Fame.
Sorry, ladies.
That's a David Letterman one right there. Oh yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Hey, you got any gum? Hey, Paul, you got some gum music? Anyway.
Letterman gone and sadly not forgotten. No, shit. Listen. I love the early David
Shots
Letterman.
fired here.
I love the early shows that he did of the Late Show back between in the early to late '80s. He was fantastic.
I hope he's listening.
Once he made the move to CBS,
defend yourself,
once he made the move to CBS, it just and came on an hour earlier. He lost a lot of steam there. He did.
Over Leno all day, every day, though.
Oh, damn straight.
Still
I
put
heard
him
that.
over. Anyway, any surprise wire transactions that stood out to you, Lyle? That anybody got plucked off of waivers that you were shocked about?
No, not really. I was again talking about surprise. Corrado being put on waivers by Vancouver. He was supposed to be one of their big hopes for their defense, and now he's gone too. I'm sure that just makes Canucks fans. The Canucks fans are sitting there going, "Damn it, Jim Benning! Now I got to change the sign." 0 days since your last screw up. Shit! Son of a bitch! You made 60 days. Come on. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
It's 0 days since our last incident.
Since our last screw up, yeah. But that was a little bit of surprise. But otherwise, I mean, guys like Paul Byron, and then getting picked up by Montreal. And I know Montreal haters go, "Oh yeah, they picked up another Smurf." True, they did, but at least this Smurf is willing to work hard, and he doesn't have he doesn't ride around in trucks and gets into accidents on Sunday nights. Zach Cashin.
Is that Sleepy Smurf? Which Smurf is that?
No, he's drunk passenger Smurf.
Yeah, at least he wasn't driving the damn truck. Holy crap! Mark Bergevin. Oh man,
he was upset. Was an understatement.
That was a perfect example of what's known as cold fury.
But I couldn't take him seriously in that jacket he was wearing.
It didn't matter. I think he wore that jacket because he was afraid he was going to rip the seam once he started hulking out.
I need this jacket.
Bergevin smash!
I need this to balance out the anger that I have inside.
He was angry, cold fury. Like, this was somebody who was working very hard to keep his voice under control. I'm not gonna yell. Oh, he was not impressed at all. And you got to wonder, does Zach Cashin still have a future in Montreal? For that matter, does he still have an NHL career after this? Because I'll tell you this, if Zach Cashin comes out of this rehab and the Habs give him one more chance, he had better seize that chance with both hands, because his NHL career is going to depend on it. Because right now it is hanging by a thread.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's like the old Lighthouse song, "Hanging by a Moment." Remember that one, kids? That was a good song.
Yeah,
that was a good tune.
Jump into the Wayback Machine. That was what, 2000, 2001?
That was almost exactly it. Yes.
Somewhere in that time zone, yeah.
And in that time where everyone had a band and was doing the festival tour.
Yeah, exactly. When festival tours were a thing, yeah.
And it's funny because now it's grocery store rock that you hear it on.
Oh God, I know. Oh,
the best. Like working at a grocery store and hearing all the music. It's like, hey, I remember this from years ago.
Oh shit! You know what's going to happen, man? Another 20 years, you're gonna be going to a senior's home and you're gonna be hearing Metallica and you're gonna go, Jesus! You're kidding!
Well, Lyle's in charge of the music. Let's go visit him before he picks up.
And my wife said, "Oh yeah." My wife said, "Yeah, we'll be sitting here going, play Hungry Like the Wolf." Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Can't flick a lighter because all the gas tanks will go up at that point.
We told you no open flame in the common room.
Not only that, but just all the noxious fumes from people farting and not being able to notice.
Oh sure, you make fun of old people now. You're gonna be one in 50 years. Then you'll see.
Screw that. I'm hanging myself before then. Jesus.
Wow.
That got dark really quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
That joke didn't fly.
No.
What are you writing this morbid material for? That's for the after show.
That joke didn't even have a chance to get the landing gear up. I'm telling you right now. That didn't even leave the runway.
Take two.
That didn't even leave the hangar.
Leave the hangar. They're still doing maintenance.
They're still building it at Boeing. Okay.
It's actually a guy named Boeing. It's not even. Jesus.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna die in a blaze of glory like I lived, full of chocolate pudding. See, that one's better.
That's better. That's better.
Hanging.
Well, yeah.
Hey, listen, Lyle. Guess what? Even Babe Ruth struck out every once in a while. Yep, Babe Ruth.
Yep.
I don't know what that means.
And that guy just compared himself to Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
Yep. Please.
That was just Mark and I. That moment of silence was Mark and I just sitting there incredulous. That's all.
I'm like Babe Ruth because I'm fat. Someone to run for me. I bang all the bitches, and I point out the center field and hit home runs. I don't know what that means.
Okay. 4 of those. Okay, you heard 4 things, ladies and gentlemen. 2 of them were not true. See if you can guess which ones.
It's the one that someone runs for me and hitting home runs.
That's his story, and he's sticking to it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Can't prove otherwise, can you?
No, that's true. Yeah, I kind of sort of got to take your word for it right now. I'm in no position to say otherwise.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's the banging bitches and running for me part. I'm hitting home runs all day, every day. The problem is, it's a short fence. It's like 50 feet, and then I'm just throwing it over at that.
Yeah, it's all the little leaguers down the road that he's.
Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
am destroying those kids. You kidding me? I'm like,
None of them are willing to stand. None of the catchers are willing to stand at home plate. None of them will block home plate when
the funny thing is I not only am I hitting the ball out, I'm bat flipping and staring down the 8-year-old pitcher as I do it, saying, "You coming at me with that weak shit, boy?" And then I just high five my buddies. And we're just
Oh,
saying,
hey, Gary Bettman was in Chicago for the whole
the race in that
season
banner.
open, and yeah, he was in the role of Mr. McMahon,
Nice.
being booed, coming out, smiling, doing that
Did he do the
strut,
gorilla walk?
doing that strut
Yes, that'd be the best if
to that tune. No chains. That's
Oh,
what
the
you
best
got.
song.
No
Best song
chance
ever.
in love. The
I love
Mr.
how he
McMahon
just
music.
doesn't. He stopped outwardly caring anymore. Like
Oh, I know. Yeah, he's just.
he tried to plow right through it. Now he's just embraced. It like gives him lifeblood.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
it does.
I love it.
There's a clip of him smiling, and when all those boos are cascading down upon him, I was like, well, of course.
Well, see, that's the look of someone who, in the back of his mind, is like, you guys aren't appreciating me now, but I know what's good for you, and you know when that day comes, that's gonna feel so good. But
Have
you know,
you
what?
seen
Boo me
Bill
now, but I know-
Daly? He's like Loco.
I'm telling you, want to know something? Honest to God, Bill Daly takes over. He's not going to be anywhere. He will not be near as hated. He's the guy that's going to get the polite applause.
Yeah, but he won't be
And
near
now
as
the person
charismatic
who's
either. You'd rather have someone who is hated and knows he's hated than
Yeah.
someone that people like.
Oh,
and
that's
it's
the thing.
boring.
He just comes out. Yeah, just yes. Your hatred brings me
Because
strength.
you know why, Lyle? He's looking at all the people in the stands and counting all that revenue money.
Oh hell yeah!
Looking at him.
Oh hell yeah! And it is. Here's your Cubs Pirates update. Another solo shot by Dexter Fowley. It's 4-0 Cubbies.
Oh boy, play! Get ready on Wayland Avenue.
4-0 Cubbies.
It's gonna be Cubs and
At the top of the 5th
Oh.
inning, and it's dead
Oh.
silence in Pittsburgh.
understand the first round of the NL playoffs could be the best round ever.
Oh hell yeah! Of
The
course it
Mets
will.
and the Dodgers and the Cubs and the Cardinals could maybe not make it to 5 games. That will be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Like that series will end with nobody having anybody on the roster anymore.
And I mean, hey, here in Canada, the Blue Jays are back in the playoffs after 22
Yeah.
years. We're loving it. So this, oh yeah, I am
Astros
looking.
are in, for Christ's sake.
I am looking forward. Well, that was the thing. That was beautiful to see. It was like, bye bye Yankees, way to go Astros.
Yeah. Yeah,
Astros.
no,
I cannot hear the name Astros without thinking of the show Astro Boy. That song gets stuck in my head. Soaring high in the sky, he may be small, but only in size. Astro Boy, he's brave and gentle and wise. Nya, 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 nya.
No, that's good. That's good. No, Lyle, we'll be back next week and see you again. We'll make sure we get the chocolate next week, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
bet. Astro Boy, sure.
Astro Boy, yeah.
Orderly, please. It needs to be changed. Thanks.
Oh,
No.
shut up!
But yeah, no.
This is my Sunday morning cartoons, don't you
The,
dare!
the NL, I am more vested in because I could give a shit who wins the AL. I hate all the teams.
Screw you.
I'm pulling
Let's go
the
Blue
Cubbies.
Jays.
I'm pulling for the Cubbies in a big way.
But
because
listen-
I like Joe Madden.
But I gotta tell you, I mean, when the Blue Jays aren't playing, in the playoffs, then it's like, okay, I got to pick. Who am I going to pick to cheer? Who am I going to cheer for this time? The playoff. And I usually go. And in recent years, last decade, I've been going Red Sox. Okay, because they're close and and all that. And I will be damned if I'll cheer for the Yankees. I'll never cheered for the Yankees once in the playoffs, and that's when they played. That's when they were actual underdogs playing against the Atlanta Braves in '96 because everybody hated the Braves then because the Braves were in the role of the Yankees then, so everybody wanted them to lose. That was the only time. But yeah, I'm with you though. If the Blue Jays get beat, then it's like, okay, who am I going to turn my allegiance to in the playoff? Okay, Cubbies or Mets.
Yep. And also, I think the Stros are also a pick, even though I don't know how they're going to do against the Royals. The Royals shat the bed in September. So
yeah, but still, I mean,
Still the top team in the AL. So.
Exactly. So you cannot assume. I mean, they're a young team and a lot of promise, that's for sure. But I got to say, yeah, Cubbies or Mets is what's going to kind of be looking like if the Jays do not get past the ALDS. There you go.
There you go. All right.
Kids.
Any other stuff that we regretted to talk about, Lyle? The 355 diamonds of the Chicago Blackhawks ring.
Oh God! Well, hey, everybody's doing bigger, better.
Sean Avery's 74th degree possession.
That was karma, chameleon.
Are there, Lyle? Like the 7th degree? Like I don't.
All that means is that Kevin Bacon arrested him. That's
as there you go. A nice one, Mark. But I'm just going to allude to the late great Lou Reed. You're going to reap just what you sow.
See, I think that was Harriet Tubman who said that.
No, it was Lou Reed. Trust me.
Okay.
Trust me.
Hey, agree to disagree then.
No, you can look it up. You can look it up. You can look it up.
Oh wow,
Harriet Tubman may have said it, but she damn well didn't sing it.
Well, we're both wrong. It was Hitler. We completely missed that one.
Wow! Did not see that. Speaking of, did not see that one coming. Whoa!
My goodness gracious!
Yeah. You know who else? Yeah, you know who else said you're going to repeat yourself? Hitler.
He got a tattoo on his lower back.
Yeah. You know who else liked Volkswagens? Hitler.
Obviously not the Emissions Corporation. That's who didn't like.
Way to throw away almost 50 years of customer loyalty. Wow.
No, it's fine. They got the Perfect Newton. It's fine.
Yeah, Perfect Newton. Yeah. Little did we know Perfect Newton. Yeah, in German, what does that mean? We're not screwing you with our mission test.
But here's the thing. Why you have to worry about the Germans at this point because of that.
Why they're gonna get mad and invade Poland?
No, because they made the car realize when it was getting tested and then completely screw things up. I'm like, that's way too complex for anybody else. I'm scared we're gonna have another situation here. Not only they'll invade Poland, but Poland's just like, what do we got? Just take it. I don't care. And then they'll be like, well, this isn't fun anymore, and then give up. Make more cars. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Scotty as geopolitical analyst. Baseball hockey show.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much all I got. The list!
Going for the non-wrestling move, Lyle Richardson, the big winner.
Hey-o!
Johnny second, Mark third. My team, I don't think showed up. I don't realize that they only got 2, and I don't know if they know the schedule started yet. So,
oof.
There's.
All right, Scotty.
So I will start. We're doing the Ontario Hockey League.
A place to stay, a place to grow, an area.
Wow, what?
Yeah, really.
What was that, Lyle?
Trust me. Just trust me. It was a thing once. Trust me.
All right.
It was. Trust me. It was a thing once. It was a thing once. I'm telling you. Trust me. Trust me, kids. I'm older than you. Trust me. You can moo all you want. Trust me.
Yeah. He's just buying time at this point. He doesn't know who he is.
I know who I want because it's just going to be awful.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I'll go with the Hamilton British Bulldogs.
You hooker.
Hey, have your team suck too, stupid.
Well, that's all right, but you took the team that has the highest capacity in the league at 17,000 people.
I like Mark's going capacity. I love it. Oh, it's the best. All right, Mark, you're next now.
All right. Well, geez, now and now I have to do math, sort of.
Sort of.
I'm gonna go. I didn't want them. I don't even want this. I'm gonna go with the Brutus the Barber Beefcakes Ottawa 67s.
Oh,
Jersey.
barber pole. I like it.
Ah,
I like it.
nice. Well done.
Good
At
association.
9,862 capacity.
There we go. Nope, I like what we're doing here.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. That's a good one, Mark. That's a good one. I like how you're doing that.
With Johnny gone,
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and pick the team with the least goals for, and that is the North Bay Battalion.
Who?
The North Bay
Battalion.
How long have they been a thing?
They moved from Brampton like 3 years ago.
The Brampton Battalion. That's why.
There you go.
Okay, got you now.
And now
We're
we
no
leave it
longer
up
the
to you, Lyle Richardson.
It's up to me, and I'm going to take. I'm going to take the most obvious one. Before I do, I want to say initially I got excited because I looked and I saw Flint, and I thought I saw Flint Freebirds, and I was like, oh man, way old school.
Oh,
it's
perfect.
Flint
Stupid Michael
Firebird.
Hayes is the captain.
Yeah. Yeah, Terry Bam Bam Gordy, but unfortunately it's the Firebirds. So that one works. So I'm going to go with the obvious wrestling one, the Sarnia Sting.
Yeah.
Gotta go with the obvious one. But I was so disappointed. I was so excited. I thought I saw Freebirds. I was like, yes, super old school.
By the way, I was on a YouTube wormhole, and I saw Michael Hayes' video for the song he did for.
Oh my God, that is unbelievable.
Could be the most cringe-inducing, hilarious thing
I know.
I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it is.
Like,
it is.
you old bastard.
It's horror awful. It's so awful. It's.
And he's at the gravesite too. I'm just
I
like,
know.
What are you doing?
I know. And the PS in his name was to stand for pretty sexy. I was like, you are kidding me. No.
Oh God.
No.
Like if that's pretty
Wow.
sexy, then I'm gonna reinstitute me banging all the bitches part of it, like I said, like 20 minutes ago.
That
because
was just wow.
Michael
wow.
Hayes shaped like any container you pour him in. Get it jello.
Definitely,
they say always go out on a high note, but I don't know if that's true.
definitely had the hair suit going there, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Hey, the Freebirds were the first team to have a theme song when they went.
Oh,
to the
they were
Ritz,
though.
so.
They were, and
Of course, Michael Hayes sang it, so I don't know how good it or valid it was.
Yeah, actually, it was much better when they used to just come into the arena to the actual song "Freebird." Yeah. But.
Yeah. But I did like Bad Street Atlanta GA. That's catchy. I mean, that's, all right, we get it, Michael. We get it.
Yeah, Mark, you definitely, if you haven't seen it, you have to check it out. It is, yeah, as Scotty says, cringe-worthy.
Ooh.
I will certainly do that.
Yeah.
And it's not even like young Michael Hayes, like in the mid '80s when he could be. This is like probably 3 years ago. So.
It's awful.
Know, it's bad. Like it's bad. Like this is Doc
No bad,
Hendricks.
not bad street, just bad, and
It's-
bad isn't good, just
This
bad.
is like Doc Hendricks situation.
Oh wow, yeah,
Like when
really
he
bad.
was-
Yeah, early '90s.
Oh.
Yeah.
No good, boss.
No.
Oh man, I'm trying to find out a date for. Wow, he released several records. He released an entire album called "Off the Streets" in 1987.
Yeah, he did.
I need to buy this album on iTunes. I need to find it.
Find it on YouTube first. I'm sure there's some clips there you can watch. You know,
Yeah,
and then make an assessment.
I can't take that with me though, Lyle. That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Test it out first. Watch a few clips. Make sure this is worth buying. Okay,
Lyle, like it's gonna cost that much for a Michael Hayes album.
that's true.
They'll give me
What's
money
99?
back.
What's 99 cents among friends? Sure.
They'll give me money back on my account.
That's be
my
like, no. Apple comes back. And go, are you sure you want to make this purchase?
Really? Like,
No,
you know
really?
What?
Look, we will give you. You know, what's your favorite group?
Oh,
What's
the
your favorite
Wonders.
Thursday.
Yeah, we will give you Wonder Years
Matthew
for free.
Good.
For free.
Good.
For free, just to make you feel better.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, Mark! The album was done. This song was posted by Michael P.S. Hayes, November of last year.
Oh,
Nice. Was
We're
it
talking
that
not even a year.
not even a year ago?
No,
You no way.
this is what's out on YouTube. Freebird Road is the song.
Oh man. Oh man.
Okay, no, it was. I'm sorry, 2012. But still,
That's a little better, but still.
not not that good at all. Oh boy.
It's like, Michael, you realized that you had to realize that the McMahons were pranking you when they said, you know what you should do? Release an album, Michael. You know they were pranking you, right?
Go to the graveyard. Get a stupid cowboy hat and straightened hair. And do a 5-minute song about your dead tag partner.
What are you talking about?
Oh God.
Oh man.
All right. Well, Lyle, on Michael P.S. Hayes note,
On that
we're
dark,
gonna
dark,
send
dark.
you free as a bird now.
It's been a dark, dark show, my friends. Ooh.
Oh,
Johnny's got to come back and provide the light. That's the problem. We didn't
do
have
need
Johnny's
some brevity
lightness.
It's fine. We will get that on top. So Lyle, we will talk to you next week. Enjoy the rest of the games, and hey, more hockey. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to you next week, guys.
See you, Lyle.
See you,
There
Lyle.
goes Laverton. SpectorsHockey.net, HockeyNews.com, Island Guardian, Bleacher Report, all that fun stuff. Another show is done, Mark. We have done it once again. We have fooled the people into watching the show. So thank God for that. You got any tings and stuff to shoot out or shout outs or whatever?
Not particularly, no. No shout out. Shout out to hockey, I guess. Shout out to baseball playoffs. They'll be fun, even though the Orioles aren't playing. That's, I guess, pretty much it. All
right, nice. Shout outs to nothing in particular. Mr. Mike Steakhouse, of course. I'll be going back. My triumphant return on Friday because I got paid. So there we go. Shout out to the Simbin.net. You guys can go check out all my previews there. It's been a labor of just death, nothing else. I hate season previews, and thank God I only have one more division left, and then I can be done with it for another year. Yeah, that's it. That's all. I got nothing. I really have nothing else. So we're going to go. So for Mark with a C, I'm Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. It's been Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com, which is also our Tumblr. Check us out on Facebook, FOHS Radio, and on Twitter, FaceOffHCKY Show. But until next week, we'll have more stuff and things to talk about. Hopefully drug-related, God willing. Until next week, peace.